don't think people in the stands would understand how big of a character win that was. We were a really defeated team, and we basically used 9 forwards tonight. Actually, we used 8 forwards and 1 defenseman. Colby Bagara's the defenseman who's hardly played this year, and he stepped up, had a huge night. That was a character win. That UConn's one of the hottest teams in the country. They outplayed us last night. We needed these 2 points, and the final score I don't think is real indicative of the game. I thought we played extremely well, but they're a good offensive team. They're opportunistic, and it's good to see the power play be effective. The special teams we won the special teams battle, and I guess we saw a goaltending tonight, so it all added up enough to get us a big 2 points.
Tuesday, you spoke about Mark needing to be more influential in games. Does you feel like that was the case tonight?
Yep, challenged him. I thought he was our worst defenseman last night, so I challenged him today. And you can just tell he's been waiting to break out. He's overthinking a little bit too much last night, and tonight he just decided to play. Let things come naturally, and just did things quickly and scores 2 goals and makes a beautiful play on the Trevino goal. So it's great to have difference makers on the blue line, and he's capable of that. It's been an uneven year for him from injuries, but if we get him cranking here down the stretch, it'll be a huge asset for us.
Do you feel that energy tonight was overall better for the group from start to finish?
I thought again the first period was just okay, very much like the Lowell game. We started out quick, score early, and we didn't create a lot of scoring chances in the first. It might have been the only scoring chance was the goal, but I thought again the second period we really tilted the ice, and third period came out, we lost battles early, led to penalties. The penalty kill did a tremendous job tonight. First made obviously a huge couple saves, but considering how many minutes Nico Hildenbrand, John Leonard, Trevino, Suter, Chow, Gaudette, Anthony guys, those core guys, how many minutes I put 3 lines last night too. I have no bodies. There's nobody left. Everybody's hurt. And those kids were all stars tonight by the energy they brought and how hard they competed through two nights against the team we're battling with for second place. That's a good hockey team, The Hockey East is so tight this year, and I don't know, nobody would thought UMass and UConn be playing for second place, second last weekend of the season, but we were, and I was very proud of our guys. Everybody, I'm sure, gave us a hard time for blowing that game last night, and that's on us. But again, we're doing this with smoke and mirrors right now, and that's a testament to the players in the locker room.
What specifically did you like about Colby's game that he kind of became that 9th forward for you?
Well, a lot of these freshmen, they can't trust them because they won't play the systems, and they're not used to playing the systems. Colby's been here for 2 years. He's a committed kid. He's a defenseman, and it's tough to play. It's tough for him to break the lineup with our defense. So maybe he's a forward now because he big hits. He knows what to do. He doesn't go out and try to do anything he's not supposed to. Played 10, 12 shifts tonight. Almost every shift he gave us something positive. So that was a big plus tonight. Very, very happy for him. He's a kid, doesn't get very little playing time, but he's a tremendous teammate, and guys love him. So when he's out there knocking guys over, it's like a jolt of lightning to our bench. So hopefully Joe brings him in here after me. I guess didn't ask for him. You guys don't know what's going on.
How does managing a depleted group like this, how does that affect the game plan?
Well, you're the home team. You're supposed to be able to match lines. I had no ability to match lines. I had to look at the bench and see which guys aren't breathing hard and throw 3 guys out on the ice that I think have some energy and can play the way we need to play. So it's very hard managing the bench. But luckily, Colby Bagara made it easier for me to manage the bench. So we were down to 8 forwards. Felt like we had 8 forwards that could play, and he showed me that I could trust them, and so that made it 9, and so we just basically stuck with 3 lines for the most part. But got to get some bodies back, because obviously you can't do this every night. And hopefully, get Chafee back soon. I'm not so sure how many other guys are going to be coming back anytime soon.
What did you think of the play, that penalty kill, especially on that 5-on-3 that you killed off?
Well, we got a little lucky, and we got a big save by Murs. I think we were able to clear a puck, but I think we got a little bit lucky. We got a really good save. They did a nice job popping it around, getting to the backside where eventually we score the goals. And so, but I think we got a little lucky there.
Did it feel like maybe the desperation of having so few bodies kind of made you guys have to buy back into that standard you were talking about yesterday?
No, I think just when we play here, we play well. Not that we didn't play poorly last night. We almost stole a game. But somebody said a stat, our record after we lose a game is 16-2-1 over the last 2 years. That's just, again, it's a huge, to me, statement about the kids in the locker room. When they get some adversity, they know how to handle it.
Obviously, John's been getting it done in the goal scoring department as of late. How did you feel to see him get some more?
He got an assist tonight, didn't he?
Yeah,
3 of them.
Yeah.
What?
You got an assist on all 3. They didn't score.
They're legit. I watched them.
We got one in the first goal. I'm sorry, I always eat on the top of the goal. I can't read them out of my glasses.
You had the secondary on the second and third.
Wow. Hobie talk now. What was their term for 3 assists in a game?
John Trink.
Oh, they went up. Sorry, did I answer your question?
You said after the Lowell game last week that you were disappointed with the goaltending last weekend. Did you feel like the guys, both Philly and Matt, responded the right way this weekend?
Yeah, they responded, for sure. For sure. Yeah, we got big saves both nights. Whereas last week alone, I didn't feel like we got much of any. So they made big saves. So get those guys on track. That's a big part of it too.
I know you mentioned you're hopeful that Chafee will come back soon, but Davidson and Mika, do you have any idea of?
Mika's knee, he's probably be out for a while. Davidson, I'm not exactly sure. This isn't as serious. It could be day to day, week to week. So we'll see.
What were some of the differences you noticed in your team's defensive gameplay between tonight's third period and last night's third period?
Well, last night's third period, you're talking about a minute and a half, right? You're talking about third period.
Just sort of that last minute, closing it out, yeah.
We just made some checking errors, and it's by some younger guys. And unfortunately, when you get into tight games and you get in those situations, sometimes kids get anxious and they forget exactly what happened, what the details are in checking, and fall back in old bad habits. And I felt that was the case. We lost structure, and we attacked. We addressed it today in video, and thought we were better tonight. But that's UConn's. They've got a nice combination of size and skill. They get some kids who can really handle the puck and move it, and they got a lot of big bodies out there. And, you don't see there's not a lot of that in our league, and so it's a different type of game. But it doesn't affect how we're supposed to check. And we just made mistakes checking. It's that simple.
My math is correct. I think this is the first group. It was like 4-year seniors. You're graduating. Do you have sort of any thoughts about that group as a whole?
It's three of them have different arcs. And so Jake McLaughlin was recruited by me to go to St. Lawrence, and was supposed to be a freshman year. He's a freshman year. So luckily for me, he was loyal and he came with me. Nico Hildenbrand was recruited by the previous staff. We knew he was a high character kid. We knew we needed to bring that into the program. Jake Suter was a last minute. Jake was supposed to, was supposed to go to the Air Force, and realized that wasn't, probably wasn't what he wanted in college. So he was a late pickup. So three very different stories and three very different arcs of the time here. Jack Suter was a very secondary player for 3 years, and this year he's our #1 center. He's got 20 points. He had 17 points in his first 3 years. So he's a high quality character kid. He's one of these 4.0 students. He's going to be a huge success in life, and he's really enjoyable to coach. And Nico has just been from day one, the guy that we know we're going to get every game consistently. Just eats pucks and takes hits, and he's physical. We've gotten that every game for 4 years. Jake McLaughlin is a guy that, to me, had to grow up. When he decided to grow up, he got really good really fast. I thought last year with that blue line with Kale and Mario got all the press and attention. I thought Jake was probably the best 5th, 6th defenseman. And then this year, he's a #1. To me, he's a #1 D. He wins every battle in the corner. He settles the game down. He doesn't get a lot of points, but he scores big goals. He scored a big goal against Lowell. Watching the video of that goal against BC last year. So 3 different kids, all really, really great kids to coach. And in the beginning of the year, I didn't know where Jack Suter was going to fit in the team. And he's leading. He's a leader. And Jake McLaughlin stepped up. He filled that void that Mario would just go out and win battles and get us out of our zone. Jake took that over. And Nico is a 2-year captain. There's not many people that can say they were a 2-year captain. He took a team to the national final. So they'll all leave here proud of their individual accomplishments, but they also get to leave here knowing that they saw the full arc. They were part of the 5-win season. They were part of the 31-win season, and they've had a great college experience. And I've been a head coach for 8 years, but there's very few kids that I've coached their whole. Cause I had one class at St. Lawrence that I coached from their 4 years, and then I left, and then this is only the 2nd class. So those kids will always be special to me that we did the whole thing together. And to me, the extra bonus is the relationships I have with some of the parents. Jake McLaughlin's dad, I still remember clear as day. 6, 7 years ago when I was scurrying around a rink asking, who is Jake McLaughlin's dad? I need to talk to him. Who was his dad? And I found him in the corner, and we clicked. He trusted me, and a tremendous relationship with Jake, both his mom and his dad. And to me, that's that extra layer that really makes coaching at this level special. And see his parents out there tonight, tears are in their eyes, and they're thanking me, and I'm thanking them. And that's why I love doing senior night after the game. Most schools do it before the game. I want it to be, it's more about the people on the ice than it is in the stands. So the more people that stay, the better. But I want the parents to be able to appreciate it. And I like how we do it. I started doing that at St. Lawrence. And I love it, especially after you win.
On Tuesday, we were talking about, or you spoke about, kind of wanting to get more involved in the scoring. Obviously, tonight, 2 goals. You feel good about the way it kind of went?
Yeah, two good goals. One of them was a power play goal, and the other one was Leno. That was a really nice play. That was part of the game plan, was popping the puck to have 3 in the scrum and having the go down like I did. And that's a really big win for us, and those are 2 huge points.
Being short on forwards tonight, you feel a little extra jump to kind of get up in the play?
Yeah, for sure. Our forwards were gassed. we were playing. I think we were playing like down to like 9 guys. And, you know, we talked about the D had to carry the load of that game, and definitely we all had to step up.
Bobby, what is the mindset of the forwards when you guys are just rolling 3 lines? And I know Carv was riding your line pretty heavy there as well tonight.
Just mindset is every play matters. You know, when you have only 9 guys going, you got to make the most of your time on the ice, and you got to make smart plays. You can't have any costly turnovers. We don't have a lot of guys playing, so we just got to make the most of it.
What was the difference for you guys in what happened and how you guys played the third period tonight versus how yesterday went in the third period?
I'd just say it's just more bearing down. Last night I feel like we let them score those 2 goals. I mean, I don't know if we should have been ahead in that game, but when you're ahead 2 minutes left by a goal in the final period of the game, you got to bunker down, and I think we did that pretty well tonight. We got a 2-goal lead, which actually helped us. They ended up scoring the 3rd one. You got to be desperate in situations like that.
Bobby, on your goal, is that something you guys practice, or was that just kind of impromptu?
Nah, just impromptu. He has really good vision, so he saw me right through the defenseman, and I just held on to the puck pretty much.
Mark, he's typically a fellow D-man, but what does it do to the bench tonight to see a guy like Kobe Vigar out there laying hits and just getting minutes?
Oh yeah, it's great. I mean, it's been a while since Fedor's played a game, and he comes to the rink with the right attitude. Works really hard. He's a great kid. He's a huge part of our team, even though sometimes he's not in the lineup. But for him to come in and step up, he got the hard hat tonight. That was unbelievable for him, and we're all really happy for him. He deserves it.
Bobby, I feel like I asked you this question now, but what's been working so well with you and Nico and Leno that again you guys are finding ways to produce goals?
Yeah, I don't know. It just kind of clicks. We just have really good chemistry. Our play styles kind of match up. Nico, like I said before, is a very hard-nosed player that always plays the game the right way. So he's in the right spot, and then Leno's a tremendous scorer. So it's just, we win battles for him and then allow Leno to put the puck in the net.
For either of you guys, just the impact of these 3 seniors have had on your team over these past 2-3 seasons.
They were here for the 4 years with coaching change, and they turned this whole program around. They've seen everything. Nico was our captain last year. He's a big-time leader for our team. And Glock's got an assistant captain this year. Has been our anchor on the D corps, and Sutsi's really stepped up this year. He's a great hockey player. He's got a lot of speed, really reliable, and he's a huge part of our team as well. So, to come out like that and win a really hard game is huge. And we talked about before the game that we're going to do it for them.
Yeah, I agree. They've been here for 4 years. They've been through it all with Carvey, and those are all great players that are leading our team into playoffs right now.
Bob, you talked a little bit about your line before, but how good does it feel to see a guy like John set the program's regular season goal scorer record in Division I?
Yeah, I'm honored to be on his line. He's a terrific scorer. I've seen him do things with pucks that I've never seen before. I'm blessed to be on his line and be his teammate. Great kid. Puts the puck in the net. So.
Do you ever sort of just get caught kind of watching him go?
I would say I probably shouldn't say this because you're not supposed to be, watching the puck on the ice like that. But when I see him pick up some speed, I'm like, oh god, here we go. He's gonna put it through a defenseman's legs or something like that. But yeah, he's insane to watch.